The Universum, which was released in 2018, allows you to construct and manage a large number of planets. As an immortal god, you have complete freedom to do whatever you desire. Be in charge of their progress from a small unimportant bunch to a full-fledged, glorious civilization. You can even release natural calamities as a show of your sheer might if you want to punish your worshippers for their wrongdoings. Take control of the demigod Asura and embark on a voyage of vengeance, betrayal, and deception in Asura's Wrath. Asura's Wrath is a one-of-a-kind action-adventure game for the books, combining several myths with sci-fi. Asura is enraged, similar to God of War, because his fellow demigods stabbed him in the back by murdering his wife and kidnapping his daughter. Asura was flung to earth and resurrects to begin his quest for revenge and reconnect with his daughter. Shinto mythology is an important aspect of Japanese culture, and Okami is a game that incorporates Shinto monsters and folklore heavily. Characters take up the role of Amaterasu, the solar goddess, as a wolf. Throughout the game, the player must race over Nippon's country, defeating terrible animals and gradually regaining their god abilities. The game is one of a kind in terms of style and mechanics. With the help of a paintbrush, players can create a variety of objects. It is without a doubt one of the top PlayStation games of the 2000s. Anyone who has studied Greek mythology understands how cruel it is. The gods are petty and kind in equal measure. God of War takes all of this and turns it into a tragic, violent, and dramatic plot. Norse mythology was explored in the most recent game. However, in all of the games, players take on the character of Kratos, who became the god of war after defeating Ares in the first game. Outside of Kratos, gamers must battle unforgettable monsters and gods. Too Human is a sci-fi retelling of Norse mythology in which players assume the role of the god Balder. The game generated a lot of buzz due to its innovative concept. However, when it was released, many people were underwhelmed. Metacritic has a mixed bag of reviews. More story and less repetition was desired by both players and critics. Due to the developer, Silicon Knights, going bankrupt in 2014, the game was supposed to be part of a trilogy. The first game in the Black and White series, which is not to be confused with the Pokémon franchise, was released in 2001 and lets players to play as a deity over multiple islands with various tribes. Players can become either a good or wicked deity, or something in between, depending on their deeds or inaction. You play as a freshly born deity in the original Black and White game, with the threat of the god Nemesis looming over you. Nemesis wants to be the only supreme god in the universe, and it's up to you to stop him before he kills all the gods, including yourself. In terms of being a hack and slash as well as an action and adventure game, this series is akin to God of War. The four horsemen of the apocalypse are virtually gods, and players take on the role of one of them. There are 4 games in the series, and players take on the roles of War, Death, Fury, and Strife in order. They each have their own horse, which has names like Ruin, Despair, and Rampage. On Steam, the game has received mixed reviews, but those who have praised it have described it as meditative. In this god game, as in many others, the player controls the fate of a tribe. With their god abilities, players are supposed to defend the populace from tsunamis, earthquakes, and other natural disasters. Negative reviews are primarily due to Ubisoft's Uplay service, which requires gamers to create an account with them. The DRM, according to many, has rendered the game virtually unplayable. Anyone who hasn't heard of this game has most likely been living under a rock. Almost all critics have given the game near-perfect ratings. With players taking on the role of Zagreus, the son of Hades and prince of the underworld, the character and world designs are stunning. The game is a dungeon crawler that many people enjoy because of its writing, combat, and adaptability to various play styles. Spore is a game in which you take on the role of God in a sci-fi setting. In a nutshell, you make your own species. You get to choose a number of things about them, like what they prefer to eat, how they think, and how their structures look once they've evolved sufficiently. The game has been around since 2008 and is still popular among both old and new players.